So the processes would be normally that someone somewhere would have a concern. Either a concern would be raised within a school setting, so something may be spotted in a school. It could be an NSPCC referral. It could be a member of the public. Various ways that it could come in. Normally, I have to say, from my experience, it's normally through schools. Where do children spend most of their waking hours? In schools. Schools are particularly well placed to observe and notice when things are going wrong. So quite a lot of referrals would come from school settings generally.
Well, you see, the thing is, though, with this system, and I know of people, and this is, people that I know who've had vindictive so in situations where people have split up from partners and things like that, where people have made just bogus vindictive claims. How do they work out which ones are real and which ones aren't? Because that is an issue.
It is an issue. I have to say, again, in my experience, that was rare. Normally, if a concern had been raised, there was something in it, but it does happen. I accept that. But I think you've got to look at each individual case by case. And you've got to, so it could be malicious, but what do we know about this family? Let's do some checks. Has this family been known to children's services or social services or the police or the other organisations before? Let's follow our checks. Let's see where they take us. What do we know? Speak to the child. Speak to the family. If it is, funny enough, I was talking to a friend of mine about this the other day, and they had to take their child to hospital some years ago now with a head injury, and they were quizzed about how the injury happened. And that's only right that staff in hospitals do ask those questions. But is this consistent with what's being said? Is the injury consistent with what's being said? Has the child presented at hospital before? As I've said, there's a range of checks that you can do.
So this range of checks, though, because and I'm glad you've pointed them out. I don't quite understand, looking at this particular case, how so many things were missed. Because, as you said, they'll go to the schools. The schools, apparently, in this particular case, had been informed and had informed services. And I'm just wondering why is it that, looking at this case, why most people are absolutely aghast at it, not only for the awful abuse this poor child went through, but for the fact that all these so-called agencies that were there to protect didn't appear to do their jobs.
Again, can I just say that this is incredibly challenging work. I've done it. I worked in I was a police officer within the child abuse investigation team, and then I went and worked for children's services. This is incredibly challenging work. You're dealing with risk. You're dealing with uncertainty. You're dealing with unknowns. And there's a lot of good work that is done every day, and we don't hear about those things. But this has gone wrong. Yes, I accept something has clearly gone wrong. Lockdown didn't help. The child was not seen. Again, I don't know. All I know is what you know from the media and what's been reported in the newspapers. I don't know the detail yet, and I kind of look forward to seeing the detail. And there will no doubt be opportunities that were missed.